Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Feel It to Heal It podcast. So, I have been trying for the past hour to go live on Instagram for Morning Tea Live, and it literally just keeps saying we cannot go live. Like, you cannot go live, waiting for a connection. Mercury retrograde is doing its thing. So, we are just going to record this for the pod. And today we're going to be talking about releasing the old ways of safety and building safety around the new ways. So I am currently in what we would call a death portal, where I am releasing parts of myself that have been brought from the unconscious to the conscious that were not fully conscious. And now that they are conscious, it's my job to show my body that I'm safe to release these old ways that are no longer serve me. So old beliefs, old protectors, old ways of relating, like all of these things that are not actually my authentic, most powerful self. And so when we are in this shedding period, when we are experiencing ego deaths, when we are experiencing death portals, it can feel so uncomfortable because it feels like you are going through withdrawal. And essentially your nervous system is. So just like if you're going through withdrawal from a substance, like I have a lot of clients right now who are going through nicotine withdrawal, or let's say you go through alcohol withdrawal, or whatever it is, TV withdrawal, like anything that your nervous system knows is safety and is somewhat addicted to, which we could be addicted to protectors such as control, such as comparison, such as competitiveness, such as jealousy, such as overthinking, anything that keeps us feeling this perceived sense of safety, we can be addicted to. And so when we're releasing it, because we know that it's not actually our authentic self, but it was formed and created from trauma, from attachment wounding, from our nervous systems being wired into survival mode from the time that we are in the womb, absorbing our mother's energy. We have to really decide and get clear, like we are not wanting to keep these anymore. And so as we're releasing those, it can feel like our body is going through that withdrawal. And so I've been in this for the past month where I've really brought some unconscious stuff that I wasn't fully ready to face to the conscious, just beliefs about myself, beliefs around who I am, my self-worth, my relationships, just like different things that have come up in my relationships and in doing this healing work. And it's been incredibly uncomfortable to look at. It's what we would call ego dystonic, which is it's not in alignment with how you view yourself, right? So you may view yourself as this like confident, outgoing person, but internally your inner child is like contracted. And so it can feel very disjointed. And when we feel that antsiness, that discomfort of, I want to reach for the addictive behavior. I'm giving up TV, but I want to reach for the TV. I'm giving up fill in the blank. Alcohol, I want to reach for the alcohol. I'm giving up doom scrolling. I want to reach for the scrolling. Like when we give up that thing, we are then left in a void. And so the way that I like to teach it is you're on a bridge, and the other side of the bridge, this old side, is where you are walking from. It's all your old ways of safety, and you're walking to all the new ways of safety. And in between, you are shedding, you are relating differently. So every time you grasp for the TV, the phone, the partner, the alcohol, the drug, the comparison, the overthinking, and you want to relate in a new way, your body's going to feel really uncomfortable because you're like, oh, this feels like I just want to go back to the old way of safety, but you don't actually. It's just your nervous system feeling uncomfortable in that void of, well, if I don't reach for this, what am I going to reach for? And you have to then actually be with the discomfort of whatever the emotion it brings up. So for me, I've been doing a lot of healing around this not feeling good enough wound, and it brings up so much shame, so much pain, so much sadness, so much anger. And all I can do is be with those emotions. And it's more important now than ever to anchor home to your new ways. So for me, that's moving my body. Like if you're watching this on YouTube, that's why my hair is all disheveled, because I just came from the gym. I was literally just working out and moving some of that anger through my body. Now, what is the anger? Well, the anger is historical anger that I didn't feel safe to feel. It's also my inner child feeling angry, like no one's saving me. I'm feeling this fear. I'm feeling this like discomfort and I just have to be with it, right? Because the inner child is always going to want to reach outside of ourselves to grasp on for saving or project or blame or be like, oh, it's my parents' fault, or oh, it's my boyfriend's fault, or whatever it is, rather than you just being with what is coming up. And then you have to anchor to your North Star of, on the other side of releasing this addiction or this maladaptive way of relating or coping, what is left? And we don't know. And that's the exciting part. Who are you if you were feeling good enough? Who are you if you fully believed in yourself? Who are you without the comparison, the competitiveness, the jealousy, the control, the perfectionism, the judgment, the overthinking? Who are you underneath those things? That's what we're discovering. And it gets to be exciting because it's like we're actually becoming who we were always meant to become. But it's also fucking incredibly uncomfortable because you are shedding that snake skin, right? It's like when the snake sheds the skin and then rebirth, it's this rebirth process. And it feels so uncomfortable. And so we have to get still. We have to do our daily habits, meditate, chant, journal, do what you got to do. But then you also have to find ways of moving the energy through your body because you're literally metamorphosizing. You're literally going from caterpillar to butterfly. And it is exciting because on the other side of this is everything you've wanted to feel. And when you feel everything you've wanted to feel, like that self-belief, that confidence, that good enough, that safety in your body, that calm, that groundedness, that joy, that connection, when you feel that, that attracts everything that you desire. And you can still attract beautiful things even while you're going through this, right? It's not attaching to the outcome of, I need to be on this other side so that I can attract what I want to attract. I have had such magic happen in my business just this week alone. I signed my very first VIP day client, which was on my bucket list for my business for years. And I have a client who's literally coming to Newport, where I live, and paying to spend the day with me, to have me coach her in different areas and to go to a spa and luxuriate. Like, what? So magical. And that's happening even while I'm going through this death portal. So we're always going to be evolving and making changes and landing and then evolving and then landing in the new and then growing more. The growth never stops. So the more you can get comfortable in whatever it is without making it mean anything about you and using it as an opportunity to truly feel your feelings. Now, as I talked about in last week's episode, there's a difference between feeling your feelings, which means feeling safe to feel your feelings, versus getting dysregulated around your feelings, which means your body doesn't feel safe to feel your feelings. So what I've been practicing a lot of this week is, can I just allow myself to feel anger? Can I allow myself to feel sadness without that dysregulating me? And I truly believe that that is why I have attracted what I've attracted, because I'm fully accepting these emotions without fighting them. And that actually allows me to feel more connected to myself. It allows me to be more honest with how I'm feeling. So where are you not being honest with how you're actually feeling because you're shooting yourself, or the perception of yourself is different than what's actually happening in your body? We have to start with getting radically honest about how we're actually feeling. I used to have the hardest time with this. I still do sometimes because my ego gets in the way. I'm like, oh, I don't want to admit that I'm feeling that way. But it's like, but you are. So you have to just own it. And the more that you can own it, the more that you can accept it, the more that you can allow it to move through. Remember, acceptance always comes before change. So if you are in the process, like me, of shedding these protectors, these addictive behaviors, and you're in that unknown of like, you're used to grasping for that thing when you get stressed and now you're not doing it. So you're like, what do I grasp for? Write down your anchors, write down your new ways. We have to replace them with something. We have to fill that void with something that's more effective. Working out, meditation, chanting, singing, dancing, deep breaths, punching a pillow, walking in nature, like putting your bare feet on the ground and grounding with your senses. Find your new anchors. Listening to music, things that connect you home to you and allow you to move the energy through your body. And then who do you want to be on the other side of this? We can't fully control that. Part of it is just us uncovering who we are. But another part of it is like, how do you want to feel on the other side? And then have that be your North Star, and keep coming back to that. Every time it feels scary, every time it's like, oh, I don't know who I am, you're safe to get to know yourself. You're safe to not fully know who you are, because none of us fully know who we are. That's why we're on Earth. We're in Earth school to learn who we are. So you are safe to uncover that moment by moment and breathe deeply along the way. It's okay if it feels uncomfortable. I promise it'll be worth it on the other side. And then you'll land on the other side, and then you'll go through another round of this when the right time is, right? It's like we are always becoming our fullest butterfly self, and that is a beautiful thing. And it's okay to honor that it feels fucking hard sometimes. So if you are needing further support, please reach out, email me, DM me, sending you all the love. You got this. Stay connected to you. I love you. And I will see you on the next episode.